Everything you need to know about Team Rocket's Mewtwo in 13 minutes or less. What's good? Welcome to the channel. Today we're kicking something off. It's called the Git Gud Guide, where I quickly talk over a few matchups, give you a rundown on how to play one of the newer decks in the format. Kind of funny I picked Mewtwo to start this, but nonetheless, here we go. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know in the comments below. So we're going to give you a crash course on why you should play Mewtwo EX. 280 hit points on a basic Pokemon. Those are incredible numbers. We haven't seen those since the 3 prize Pokemon. It does big damage, 160 for 3, and then 280 for 5, or discard 2 off the bench. That's not as hard to fulfill as you'd think. Great type coverage. I know I was shitting on this deck maybe a week or so ago, still am, but it hits Psychic and it hits Grass for the most part. Those are two very good types to be hitting in the card game right now. And absurd Rocket support. This is the only reason why I picked up Team Rocket's anything, is the supporter cards and the item cards and the stadium cards and the energy that are associated with it are unreal. Core Pokemon, so keeping it moving. So we talked about Team Rocket's Mewtwo. It can only attack if you have 4 or more Team Rocket's Pokemon in play, so you have to play all Team Rocket's Pokemon in order for it to be usable. So we've got Team Rocket's Mimikyu, the worst card you've ever seen in a pre-release format. It only copies Terra Pokemon if it's in the active. Free retreat, 60 hit points, not bad. Team Rocket's Articuno. I think this is another card that is cracked, part of the support package that drew me to Team Rocket's Pokemon in general. It prevents the effects of attacks by your opponent's Pokemon done to basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. If we had this in format, Dragapult wouldn't be a tier 1 deck. It's just that good. Like, it's worth playing like 2 or 3 of them. And the best Team Rocket's Pokemon, in my opinion, is Team Rocket Spidops. 130 hit points, Grass type, which is very good with new Marnie's Grimmsnarl running around. Once during your turn, attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Rocket Rush for Grass and a colorless does 30 times the number of Rocket Pokemon in play. Quick math, it caps out at 180, and then you're hitting things for weakness. Bye-bye Charizard, bye-bye Grimmsnarl. Moving on, we are on to the Rocket's Engine. So the Rocket's Engine, these are the crack cards. Again, I got sick and tired of getting donked by that stupid poison package or losing the coin flip and being made to go first with nothing to do. So I picked up the Rocket's cards and somehow wound up here doing this today. God knows why. Team Rocket's Transceiver. Search your deck for a supporter card that has Team Rocket in its name, reveal it, put it into your hand. Item you can play at any point of the game. But this card feels broken. If it was free for everybody, it'd be broken. If you go first, you can use this on the first turn of the game. Search your deck for 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand. Not to the bench, to your hand. So if anything had playable abilities from the hand, you'd be golden. I love these cards. These are my favorite cards of the package. And then, of course, we have Team Rocket's Ariana. Draw until you have 5 cards in hand. If all of your Pokemon are Team Rocket's Pokemon, spoiler, they are. Draw until you have 8. Great, we're drawing 8 every turn. Team Rocket's Factory. Once during your turn, if you played a supporter that has Team Rocket in its name, draw 2 more cards. Okay, so that draw 8 now becomes a draw 10. Again, we're seeing a volume of cards. I've played a few decks. Sorry, Joltik Box. Wasn't enjoying the fact it doesn't draw any cards. This, however, you draw a ton of cards. You see a lot of options. It is weirdly fun. Moving on, there's more for the Team Rocket's engine that makes it really, really good. Team Rocket's Giovanni. Switch your Team Rocket's active with one of your Team Rocket's bench. We're only playing Team Rockets, so you're fine. If you do, switch your opponent's bench with their active, so it's Guzma from back in the day. And then 2 situational supporters. Archer is like an unfair stamp you can play when they knock out a Team Rocket Pokemon. Petrol is like an Arvin that just grabs you 1 card, but it's any trainer card. Team Rocket's energy is 2 Psychic or 2 Dark. It's mostly just 2 Psychic, mostly, in this deck. This is the deck list that I'm running. I am running absolutely hot on the ladder right now with it. I haven't lost since, today would be Wednesday. I haven't lost since Sunday with the deck. I'm about 24-0. It is on fire. This is the list, scan it. You don't need 4 copies of Proton. I played research because I just need to thin it out late game. I got tired of seeing bad cards late, so you can just research them away when you're done with them. But the rest of the deck, it has been smoking. Max Belt because we're not playing around when it comes to Dragapult, but we'll keep talking about that as we go. Take a quick look. I'll put the export in the description below. Deck building considerations. Some things I was looking at when I was trying to refine and looking at Pokebook. Keep it simple. Deck does not have guaranteed search, so playing one of tech cards is nice, but how do you find them? You really don't. You have to draw them, and if you're drawing them, you might not see them when you want them, and then it's a wasted spot. Play more than you need. So if you need 1 of something, play 2. If you need 2, play 3. Increase your blind draw odds. For example, if we want to see Max Belt as played as a 1 of, we'll play Petrol, because Petrol can be found by the Transceiver, and that gives you even more outs to find your Max Belt if you need it. I'm not playing Petrol because I don't need it, but if you want to play it because you really, really want the belt, by all means. But if you see the game plan, we don't use belt as often as you think. It's just kind of a win more card. Core game plan, go first and set up spiders pretty much against every deck in the field. You don't do anything going second. So discard a few energy if you have them. If not, no worries, we'll get there next turn. And here's a bonus board state showing you, look at that hand. That looks normally unplayable. One Tarantula, one Mimikyu. Oh my god, there's nothing here. I'm cooked because I went first. I can't play anything. No, Transceiver, Proton, we're set up. Then we're drawing a boatload of cards the next turn. You're welcome. Deck fires off. These are pretty much the hands I've been seeing, which is why I can't seem to put the deck down. See if you can get a supporter for next turn. If you can chicken your way into getting your opponent to play Iono over Arven, you might hurt their setup. If you're like, hey, I have Ariana or whatever the hell her name is, you know I have it, like, are you going to disrupt me? Or are you going to leave me? You might be able to bluff your way to a bad hand that way. It's a little chicken game. But anyway, sequencing fundamentals. Check your prizes. The most important cards in order. Go Tarantula and then work your way over to the right. You need to check these. You need to keep tabs. How many of them wound up in your prizes? Because that can impact your early game and your late game. Because the spiders are the most important thing to set up early. Support, then search. People say, oh, what do I do? What do I play first? Play your supporter, draw some more cards, or gust, and then use your Rockets Factory, and then start making decisions. There's a few instances where you want to thin out some things to maybe help, but for the most part, you usually have ways to get everything, unless you're looking for an energy. But we're not going to go over that too much here. Basically, supporter, then search, you'll be fine. And thin the deck early to avoid bricking late. If you assess that you don't need a Mimikyu, or you don't need an Articuno, or you don't need something, and you're all done with it, or the researches, aren't necessary because you're breezing through the deck, dump them. Just don't hold them for later. Get rid of them because you might need to find that Giovanni late game, and you can't find it if there's too many cards in the deck. All right, MVP of the deck. We are at about 6 minutes left. So Spidops, it has terrific typing. It KOs your Grimmsnarls, your Charizards, which is why I love it. It's also a very reminiscent card of Negato from Lost Thunder. Incredible ability. Again, we're charging energy up on the board, so it helps Mewtwo, helps itself. Great attack. Doing 180 for 2 is nothing to scoff at. The entire success of the Team Rockets archetype today relies on how many of these Spidops you set up early and how many you can maintain late. Your opponent's going to pick them off, so you got to keep them coming, and you got to get them early. So good luck. Some quick maths. We're not going to talk about it too much here. Pause the video if you really need to see what's what. But 120, 150, 180, and then capping out at 280. So there's a nice sheet I've done up for you. One prize racing decks. Roaring Moon's the one that comes to mind, Ancient Box. If they take the first prize, we really don't have a way to play catch-up. We're a race deck. We're not a catch-up deck. We're not a comeback deck. Any sort of hand disruption. You take the first KO, they unfair you or Iono you before you can draw out of it. You're at the mercy of whatever you draw off the disruption. So if you thin properly or you just draw the nuts off that top, you don't really care. So it is what it is. And Cornerstone. This guy just walls out every attacker in the deck. I'm not going to sweat about it. If it sees more play, we'll get to that bridge when we get there. I do believe Team Rocket's Mimikyu with a max spell can kind of do some damage, and then you use a second one and get through it, but we're not talking hypotheticals. We have ways, but it's ugly. The longer the game goes, the worse it is for this deck. Look for fragile board states. Try to punish it. I wish you luck. The deck has been good. First up, we're going to do a couple matchup guides very, very quickly. We have like 4 minutes to go. All right, go first to set up. Again, we don't do Jack going second. Identify the variant. If it's Ghost, it's bad. I think that's the best deck in the room. Zard is also good because we're hitting it for weakness. And Straight is 50-50. It depends on the draws and the unfair stamp sticking. Bench your Articuno. We play 2 because of this deck in particular. I'm not letting the Phantom Dive do anything to my bench because the Tarantulas are too small. I play 2 because Pult is that good. Pult is going to see that much play. And Gardevoir is going to have a target on its back, and Pult is going to try to beat it. Chase the energy early. Can you Giovanni take out the Dracloak? Awesome. 1-1-2-2 prize map. So you'll knock out something in the active, you'll chase with Giovanni, then you'll knock out 2 big things. Sometimes you get lucky and you double belt KO with Mewtwo. These are your key cards. Carrying on, less than 4 minutes to go. Gardevoir EX. Go first to set up. Again, same thing, we do Jack going second. They want to item lock us, go ahead. Set up 3 to 4 spiders. The spiders are going to dictate how well you do in the late game. Initiate the prize trade on a Curly or Monkey. This is where you use one of your 3 Giovannis. Don't use both of them chasing small things because it makes it so hard to close a game. Only chase one of these early. Bump the Stadium and Archer Disrupt. They don't play Refinement Curlius, so their board is extremely fragile, especially when the deck size is much bigger. So you're trying to force them to drop down a Pheasantipity or a Mewtwo EX because those are how we're going to close out our game. We're, of course, going to go 1-1-2-2. So 2 small prizes, one of the things that we Guzma'd, the thing they're going to respond on us with. You can even bait them out with the Mewtwo. If you put the Mewtwo down, then you force the Drifloon, maybe they Pheasantipity, and then, okay, now we know how we're going to close out this game. I'm not worried about it in that regard. And Mewtwo max spell can clean up the lone or late Guardy. So if they get stuck putting other things down or they maybe bench poorly, then you can usually take out the lone Guardy with the Mewtwo. Again, we're not dropping the belt for anything. Spidops, your charms take you out of Monkey Dory. We're trying to avoid them taking a 1 and a 1 prize on the same turn or a 1 and a 2. Just do what you got to do. Win the Stadium War. Use your archers effectively. The bigger their deck size is, the more likely they have to bench the Fez in order to get of it. And that means we can take them down. We have Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Go first to set up. Again, they're weak to grass. We need to set up. We need to swing first. Charm 1 Tarantula and Evolve 2. So you want at least 3 spiders on the board. Again, same as the first 2 matchups. Chase at least 1 Frostlass. They're going to probably go TM Evo, either the Morgrim or the Snorunt. And then they'll start putting damage on their own Monkey Dory and whatnot. Chase the Frostlass. If you can chase both, go for it. But again, you don't want to burn up your Giovanni. You can in this matchup more so because they have to hit you with the Grimmsnarls. Most games, right? Prize map is again a 1/1/2 to, yeah, I don't know why that sounded wrong. Second charm on a bench spider. So if you evolve 2 and charm 1, it has 100 hit points, but it does not take damage in between turns from the Frostlass. That way you have it. They can't do the massive board wipe. They are looking for the Devo board wipe versus you because they can't just outrace you. That's how I've been closing it. That's why we're playing 2 charms, Spidops, Rocket Factory, win the Stadium War, Rocket's Archer. They don't have any draw Pokemon on the board, so their deck is extremely fragile. So if you can disrupt them early, they might just miss some steam, and then, again, that's where you get the second 1 prize here. Minute 30 left. Everything else. These decks are very off the radar. Blindly go first. Initiate the prize race. Keep your trackers ready to go. Use Mewtwo and Charms only when you need it. Just take their math out of range. This deck is not a comeback deck. You're setting up and racing. It's like Joltik. I've seen a lot of people ask about Joltik. It just got more broken support, so I went to it. Your future techs, we're not going to really talk about it too much, but if you want to consider some other cards, these are other ones I'm playing with. Pheasantipity is iffy. Countercatcher has felt nice. Petrol I haven't needed, so I'm not going for it. Closing thoughts. We've got a minute left. Jury's still out. The deck is weirdly fun. I think I hated on the deck so much that I was surprised when it started doing well. I'm 24-0 on the ladder. I'm probably about 100 points away from the Arceus. It is what it is. I've seen all kinds of decks. I'm enjoying it. It's a good time. It's not very... I don't know how competitive it'll be. Spidops is your MVP. That is the reason why I picked up the deck, because I love that card alone. That card is very, very good, and I will not stop saying that. Don't expect the deck list to stay the same. I might post in a couple weeks saying, hey, yeah, I've changed a few cards, or hey, people have, you know, started adding Fez or Mew or other support Pokemon, and they're not leaning on Spidops as much. But I'm saying Spidops is really, really good, and you need Rocket's Pokemon, so you're kind of limited in what you can play. And lastly, let me know what you think of today's video. It is a very, very condensed guide. I didn't go in depth as I did with, say, a Raging Bolt. If you want to support the channel, go back and check that video out. It is still relevant in the Destined Rivals format. And until then, guys, we got 6 seconds remaining. Have a nice day. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.